All right, guys, we're going to kick off the format a little bit differently. We're going to start with our top 3 core plays, and then we're going to break down the player pool game by game. Let's start off here with Tobias Harris. Now, Tobias Harris I really liked before the Paul George news broke. Paul George has been ruled out. I like Tobias Harris even more now. Tobias Harris should be able to go off. If you've seen his recent production, he should be able to go for 40 DK points tonight. Donovan Mitchell is another play that I really like. Really only if Ricky Rubio is ruled out. He's currently questionable, but he left the game and didn't come back. That typically means they're not going to play the next game. The last time that Donovan Mitchell played in this matchup, he had over 60 DK points, so add in a little bit added usage bump. I really like that. And then Clint Capella. With Kenneth Faried out, I think we can expect Clint Capella to be the Capella of the old and score around 40 DK points. Now let's get into the picks. All right, so we're going to finish off. We're going to break it down game by game. Let's start off with the first team. We got Minnesota versus Indiana. Now, I do think we can go back to the well of Tyus Jones if Jeff Teague is ruled out. I don't like it as much just because there's some other value options that we can roll with that you'll see later on in the video, but it's not going to be a horrible base option for you. You can definitely roll with him if you want to. Other than that, there's not that many plays that I like. You know, O'Quinn and Sarge, they're going to be okay options, but they're better options later on in the video. Karl-Anthony Towns is really, he's playing well after that car accident. The car accident that he said he only had 5% chance to live. And, he's just been dominating 2 straight 70 DK nights. Now, Indiana's pretty good against centers, but I don't think that matters. I think he could easily go for 60 DK points. If you wanted to run that back with Miles Turner, you could easily do that. But, I don't mind Cat. The only problem is there are so many good power forwards and center options. It's really hard for me to fit Cat into my builds. Now, I don't mind Steph Curry as a play, especially with KD ruled out. He's a little bit too cheap. Orlando does struggle giving up 3-pointers, but I think I like Klay Thompson a little bit more. He's been pretty consistent recently. I do think he'll get a couple more shot attempts, and if his shots drop, and he can really go off. And we know Klay Thompson can really break a slate here and there. After that, there's not that many plays that I like, other than maybe you could roll with DeMarcus Cousins. He's not going to be a horrible option. Maybe McKinney is maybe he gets to start in place of KD and becomes an okay value option, but there's still better value options than him. Like I said, I really only like Cousins or Vucevic. Actually, Golden State they gave up 50 points against Cody Zeller. They gave up 20 and 10 to Horford, and then they gave up 20 and 20 to Embiid. So they haven't been guarding the centers the best. So if you want to go with Vucevic, you can. But once again, like I said, the center and power forward spot is loaded. Let's get into the Cleveland-New York game. Now, I don't mind Brandon Knight. He's scheduled to start. And if he gets around 20 minutes, especially in this matchup, I do think he'll go for 20 DK points. It's not the best value option on the slate, though, especially at the guard spot. There's another value option that I'll touch on a little bit. Cedi Osman's not going to be a horrible option. He just went for 43 DK points in his last game. This is a pretty easy matchup. He should be able to get there again tonight. I don't mind him at all. When Cedi Osman's rolling, he does pretty well. So that's just a GPP option for you to play. Kevin Love's an option that I really do like. He's one of my core plays, but I'm struggling to get him into my builds just because it's such a deep and loaded field. If he's going to get 30 minutes against the New York Knicks, he's absolutely going to go for 40 DK points tonight. And at that price point, that's something we really can't ignore. I really like that option. But then we also have Mitchell Robinson in this game as well. Well, let's touch on Henry Ellison, the power forward. Henry Ellison's not going to be a horrible option as well. If he's going to get those minutes, 30 minutes, he's going to get at least 20 DK points. You see here, he only played in like 3 other games, but he's been a point-per-minute player this year pretty much his whole career. He's not going to be a horrible option for us. If he's getting those minutes, I like that. We don't trust the Knicks, though, with minutes. That's why we can't lock in Ellison. Mitchell Robinson's a play that I really do like. He has been dominating so far this year, and I know Cleveland has that 1 right next to their name for defensive rank, but I don't think that really matters with Robinson, especially at this price point. I still think he can go for 40 DK points tonight. If you want to game stack this game, I really don't mind that. If you want to fit Kevin Love, Henry Ellison, Mitchell Robinson, and Cedi in the same build, that's not a horrible option for you, but I do like both of those plays. Dwayne Wade's an option that we can keep rolling with, guys. I mean, he's just been dominating so far. I do worry about, the fact they hit the game winner. That was an emotional high for him. Now, you expect him to come back down to earth a little bit with that. I don't mind Justice Winslow if he's going to continue to get those minutes, around 30 minutes. At that price point, he's too cheap. Justice Winslow could easily go for 6x tonight. Not a horrible option, but not the best option. Gerald Green's an option that I really don't mind as well. With Ian Shumpert out, Gerald Green Saw 24 minutes last game. And, you know, he's a guy where if he does get the minutes, he can produce. At that price point, that's not horrible. He gives you that guard, small forward eligibility if you need to get down that low. He's not going to kill you, I don't believe, but he's definitely a GPP option only. Kelly Olynyk is another one of those power forward centers that I want to get into my builds, and I'll probably go down from Kevin Love to Kelly Olynyk. We know Kelly Olynyk can go for 40 DK points just like Kevin Love can, but Kelly Olynyk's a little bit more hit or miss. I do like Bam. It's easy to fit Bam into your builds too. If you want to stack Kelly Olynyk and Bam into the same build, it's not a horrible option. But the play that I really do like the most is going to be Clint Capella, especially with the fact that Henson Whiteside's ruled out. Capella should be able to go off and dominate. In the first game against Whiteside and the Miami Heat, he went for 30 DK points on just 29 minutes. Given the fact that he's going to have a little bit easier matchup, he should be able to go out and produce. I really like Capella here. With Fareed out, he should be able to go for 40 DK points. Russell Westbrook, yeah, I think you can just lock him into cash games. I really like him as a strong play with Paul George out. You know, it's hard to ignore him. He's probably going to go for 60 DK points tonight. If you can fit him into your builds, you definitely should. Jimmy Butler gets a small boost now. I do think we can project him to score around 35 DK points tonight. He definitely can go off, especially if he gets Dennis Schroeder as a defense. He definitely can get there. Dennis Schroeder is an option that I really do like. He should be able to go off in this matchup. He's going to get around 30 minutes. In the last game that he started, in place of Paul George, he saw 36 minutes and had 36 DK points. So I do think he can get there again, especially at that price point. I really like him. I really don't see him not hitting value. I already touched on Tobias Harris as much as I like him. He could easily go for 50 DK points again, especially in this matchup without Paul George. He's going to make for a strong option for us tonight. You can put him into your builds. That price point isn't up enough. He should at least hit value at that price point. So Grant here I really like as an option. He's already priced too low as is, given the fact that Paul George is out. Now I do think Grant will definitely get a boost. Grant should be able to get there. He'll hit value at the very least, but he has that upside to go for 38 DK points tonight. That game is really easy to stack, and it's also the highest total game on the slate as well. So you can really do that. If you want to go with Ben Simmons, you can. I do think Westbrook will be using a little bit more of his energy on offense, so that means his defense will slack a little bit. So Simmons should be able to get there. Markieff Morris is actually a really interesting option here. I do think he'll get around 25 minutes tonight in replace of Paul George. And if he does get that minutes boost at that price point, he could really go off and dominate. He could be a slate breaker tonight. We got to get that news, though. I already touched on how much I like Donovan Mitchell. We saw without Ricky Rubio the last time, this dude was just going off. He was averaging over 55 DK points per game. That was without Ricky Rubio. His usage has already been up. It's going to go up a little bit more, so he should be able to get to at least 40 DK points tonight. I'd like him to go for 50 DK points. So if Ricky Rubio is ruled out, Royce O'Neal's not going to be a horrible option for us on this slate as well. When seeing him pop, if he's going to get around 25 minutes, he should at least be able to hit value, go for 20 DK points. Raul Neto is going to be an okay option as well. We saw in his last game, he saw 18 minutes, had 19 DK points. He's fine option. I don't think he's going to hurt your lineup. So if you're putting Westbrook into your builds, I think you have to put Neto into your builds as well. Neto should be a high-owned play for you. If he's going to be starting in replace of Rubio, I think you just got to fit him in there. I don't mind fading him on some slates because he's not, he's not the best player. He could potentially not get there, but Neto ruled out. Wow. Okay, thank you, chat. That is very interesting. So I'm just going to be locking in Donovan Mitchell. That makes me like Royce O'Neal a lot more. Thank you for that. Wow, that is definitely different. That's going to change the build up a little bit. I'll be posting the new lineup on the Patreon page. Look for that, guys. And, let's keep cashing. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks.